Alrighty, got it done. That's right, done there. And got it. Peaceful greetings to ye all. Namaste, namaste, namaste. Islam, Islam, Islam. I am Brother Hassan Ghazi Obey. Here in Morocco at Northwest of Mexham. How are you? Guys, welcome to our 7-day Tropic Medical Astro Weather Report for the 16th to the 22nd, November 2023. Right? And I am here with our magnificent and beloved brother, in whom we are well pleased. And he is
Islam, peaceful greetings, people. Peaceful greetings to ye all. Pazia Moor, right? Brother Sean L. You already know that all is well, and you know the GBIC. But bro, what was the original? What was the OG Apple? What was that called again?
Always fun, man. Always fun. Alrighty, let's do this, guys. Without further ado, let's go and screen share and see what we are looking at here. All right. So, guys, this is our 7 Hill Star Astro Calendar from March Aries 2023 to February Pisces 2024 time. Never was when man was not, and we are quoting El Hajj Sheikh Sharif Abdul Ali doing religious corporate activity, being Prophet Noble Drew Ali. Gratitude indeed, peace be unto ye, right? So we're going here for the moon cycle, the Gregorian calendar month, term November, that has the water sign Scorpio, the Scorpion, anciently ruled by Mars, and still, traditionally ruled by Mars. However, contemporarily assisting in that rulership is Pluto. And also within this Gregorian calendar month, there's the fire sign Sagittarius, the archer or hunter, right? Anciently and contemporarily ruled by Jupiter. So, guys, we're now going through, again, as we said, the 16th to the 22nd. For the 16th, it is I, Brother Hassan Ghazi Obey, for that lunar ingress, because right now we're dealing with a void of course moon, guys, if I'm not mistaken, right? So moon's void of course right now for its 8 hours and 44 minutes. I trust everyone made their transactions prior to this moon going void of course. However, it will ingress Capricorn, as we can see here, at 0200 hours and 41 minutes, or 2:41 anti-meridian Eastern. And then I'll go into those 3 transits there. For Friday, holy day, is Brother Sean L. for the 17th. He goes in on those 6 testimonies there, while the moon continues its transit in Capricorn. On the 18th, it is I, Brother Hassan Ghazi Obey, with those 4 testimonies there. After the second one, after Pluto conjuncts, Luna conjuncts Pluto, about a 3-hour void of course moon. Make no major transactions. You guys already know, because moon void of course, quote unquote, as a practice, is buyer's remorse. So we do our best to fast from spending and making decisions there, so we can be able to, enjoy really seeing how astrology works in our life without thinking it's some BS or some charlatan's work. Now, really see how this resonates with you, because this will assist you in going back to that mindset pertaining to your ancient foremothers and forefathers, so that your days are long upon the earth land. And we will see after that, Luna ingresses Aquarius at 27 minutes after 0600 hours, or 6:27 anti-meridian Eastern. All right. So with that being said, we're coming down to the 19th, where Brother Sean Mel will go in on those 3 testimonies while Luna is continuing its transit through Aquarius. For the 20th, Brother Hassan Ghazi Obey, with these 6 testimonies. We can see after the first quarter moon that Luna will be void of course for 3 hours and 39 minutes, and then ingressing Pisces at 29 minutes after 0900 hours, or 9:29 anti-meridian Eastern. For the 21st, Brother Sean Mel knocks out those 3 testimonies while Luna continues its transit through Pisces. And on the 22nd, it is I, Brother Hassan Ghazi Obey, closing us out for the 22nd with those 6 testimonies there. We are having Sol ingress Sagittarius, and then Luna ingresses Aries, as we can see, after a 2-hour and 10-minute void of course, after its last aspect trine to Mars. So we're going to go in on this just very briefly, check it on out. Very interesting 22nd too, guys. I trust you are keeping your diaries. Those of you out there that have not yet, make sure you take advantage lovingly, and make sure you schedule the Mirror Astro Literacy session with I, Brother Hassan Ghazi Obey, and make sure you're getting your mental magician report from Brother Sean now, guys. You will not be disappointed. There's so many things that 7 Hill Star facilitates in the favor pertaining to ye all out there. where we can make sure that you can see things well in advance so that you can map out your life and make sure you can have things move steadily and easily, provided you're not being inundated in your own mind about worries pertaining to the world. You can just really focus on the love that ye are, the 5 principles that ye actually are, which are love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. And then go about seeing how you can go along in your life, knowing these transits taking place ahead of time so that you can conduct yourself accordingly. All right. With that, I'm going to take it on back here and stop the screen share. What I would like to do now is we're going to go in and get started on these transits. Make sure I make Brother Sean co-pilot here also for this. You know what? We won't use this one. Let's use this one that we like. And we know we're going from, the sunrises are going to be between the 23rd and the 29th degrees pertaining to Scorpio. So, just to give a heads up, if you have solar returns, between the 23rd, between the 16th and the 22nd, what I see actually happening here is there's some fixed stars here, right? I'm trusting that I'm seeing here that I have correct. So, Proxima, is that really, did it insert Proxima there? I didn't even see it. Yep. Proxima Centauri, Interessante. But guys, at 24, 29, right, we're seeing some fixed stars there also pertaining to this particular chart. So we'll be having some conjunctions, sun conjuncting these fixed stars here. It's pretty benefic, right? Just to go in just real quick, just to show you guys, so with what we were looking at with Algana, Beta Centauri, right, has a nature of Venus and Jupiter, Mars conjunct Mercury, refinement, morality, good health, universally respected. So we're going to be looking at that energy. I am Brother Sean. I'm going to go in on that, as well as Bungula, which is also known as Ptolemy, Alpha Centauri, often called Proxima, right? So it looks like there's a binary situation going there, but we'll just continue here because of its nearness to Earth. 275,000 astro units, has the nature of Venus and Jupiter, and pertains to giving energy that deals with friends, refinement, and bestowing honor. So just wanted to kind of just give you guys a, kind of a look ahead to just let you know, hey, when we're looking at these fixed stars that are going to be touched upon, so to speak, by just the sunrises alone, can kind of just see the energy of the days leading up to those conjunctions, as well as separating from those conjunctions, and just to see how things go along. This is why it's best you guys keep a diary. If you don't like the word diary, keep a journal, right? And make sure you schedule your AstroLiteracy sessions with us, all right, and get your AstroLiteracy reports, because there's more than just the mirror and mental magician reports that we can do. These are just the things that we like to introduce you all into, and you will get more from us when you make that connection. So we look forward to doing your sessions and your reports, all right? So with that being said, we're going to go with our normal KBF wheel here, where we see our orange and purple, right? I know a lot of people from near the Baltimore Corporation appreciate the orange and purple, right? Orange dealing with the Orioles, purple dealing with the Ravens, right? For those sports buffs out there. However, these are also, some royal colors, so to speak, right? Okay, anyway, with that being said, let's just really get into this and enjoy. So I am going to give Brother Sean a remote control here so he can co-pilot, and we're going to knock this out with these testimonies very briefly. I'm going to give our brief testimonies on these in the flash testimony kind of fashion. And so it obviously starts with me, right? Brother Sean will let me go here and make sure we have the chart address here so we can go in on that. Brother Sean, you got anything to add in before we get this started and blast off with this thing?
Yeah, get the sessions. Like I said, we offer a lot of things. It's kind of like unsaid, but it's just as simple as asking a question, and we can, give you what you need, pretty much, on that level. And yeah, that's about it for me, bro. Because I know it's
Alrighty,
like
sunrise.
we're gonna have a lot of things said, but it's just to ask a question, reach out or whatever. You know, it's
Indeed.
kind of like you go to a restaurant and you know they can make some, but it's not on the menu type thing.
Islam. Islam. Well, 23 degrees, 51 minutes, pardon me, Scorpio is where the sun is for the solar ascending conjunction termed sunrise. The sun and Luna are ruling over the ninth house. Very interestingly to see this here, because what I'm actually seeing for this sunrise in particular, let's, allow ourselves to be secure in getting over some fascination and denial, maybe pertaining to some topic that we've been studying, looking into. We can also, allow ourselves to really find the value in correcting our some concepts there, even when it comes to our psychological awareness pertaining to ourselves and being able to communicate the things that we thought we found it earlier, and then just really just adjust, our concepts and really grow from augmenting our comprehension. And with that, I yield the floor. All right. So we want to go in here. All right, so 241, we have this Luna ingressing Capricorn energy that's taking place here. Luna's ingressing Capricorn, as you can see, on the 16th November 2023, it's exactly at 0200 hours, 41 minutes and 16 seconds. Luna's there in the third house in Capricorn. We know Luna's feeling out of place. It's exile. Exile is out of place. All right, so with this, we can allow our emotions to really take a structural stance. If there's something we want to communicate, something in our subconscious mind that we would like to give form, it would be best for us to really draw out the essentials pertaining to that emotion so that we can be able to really communicate what needs to be said to let people in if we choose to, or, this may be a term to separate yourself from that which could be the source of making you feel a certain way or making you want to express yourself in a manner that may not be beneficial in the moment. So what you can do is be very active in probably hiding, when I say values here, is like the amount of the emotion that you would like to express, because the balance is definitely going to come from you being able to present in a beautiful fashion that which you would like to say. So you might want to, write down what's on your mind, and in writing these things down, you may uncover some things about yourself, have a bit of closure, not just within yourself, but with those that you would like to communicate those emotions to. And with that, I yield the floor. Next, at about 0300 hours, 48 minutes, we have a lunar Saturnian sextile, and it's happening exactly at 3:48:19 anti-meridian Eastern. And so we actually see Luna is there in the third house, Saturn's there in the fifth. They're both at partile, at a partile sextile, which means they're both at 0 degrees. 38 minutes is just Luna's in Capricorn, Saturn's in Pisces. What we can actually see here is a means for us to just find some harmony, even a bit of growth opportunity, and how we're really just allowing our self-expression to be localized amongst those that we may interact with on a familial level, or even in just corresponding. Maybe it's a community that you're within, even online, and maybe you're finding different ways of expressing yourself. Maybe you're seeking some spiritual discipline that is really being able to be facilitated by how you respond and or not respond to those people within some structured community. All right. And so, yeah, just allow yourself to, keep it real chills. You may, find that just observing the community might be better for you, so in you observing the community, you'll be able to make the sudden changes necessary in your own self-expression and really have a lot of spiritual closure with that also. And with that, I yield the floor. Next, at about 48 minutes after 1700 hours, we have a Luna Jupiterian trine. So there's this free-flowing energy between the subconscious mind and what has been studied or what in the areas of higher learning. However, where it's actually taking place, we see Luna is there in the 8th house. All righty. So Luna's in the 8th house in Capricorn, while Jupiter, all righty, in Taurus. Jupiter is in Taurus in the 12th. having a accidental dignity by being in a terrestrial house that is anciently and traditionally connected to. Seeing this is happening at 8 degrees 41 minutes partile, just between Capricorn and Taurus. This lets me know that there's a real down to earth conversation that may need to take place pertaining to the value shared in a relationship, maybe even issues pertaining to, even if it isn't real issues pertaining to the bedroom. I actually see that there's some closure that can be had, a conversation and sharing one another's values. And there will be some sudden changes or transformations that'll take place because the conversation of the relationship clearly has Pluto in it, right? Ninth is the conversation of the relationship. That's the ninth house. And we see Pluto is actually there in the ninth on the cusp of the ninth. So, and the moon's on the cusp of the eighth. So they're just guarding not only the values of the relationship, but that which is being discussed. And I think there'll be a thorough expansion because both Jupiter and Uranus are in Taurus and at Scorpio degrees. I think that's very interesting to see that the Scorpio degree is there. Moon is on the Scorpio degree also. Of course, we see Pluto in the Cancer degree. So this is an opportunity to probably really share intimate moments with your loved ones. All righty. And in that intimate moment, we really find the values that'll make some things stronger because there may be some things that you all never discuss with one another, thinking that there's going to be ostracizing, or people might, who you're in a relationship with, they might, I don't know you, you're different. What you'll actually find out is you both couldn't wait to, admit whatever it is that you both like. So make sure you thoroughly take charge in saying really what you mean to say out of love for yourself and for the one that you're in a relationship with, so that strengthens the relationship. With that, I yield the floor. 17 minutes after 1900 hours, we're going to have Luna squaring Venus here. All righty. And it's going to actually happen at 19:15:59 to be exact as far as the time. 1900 hours, 15 minutes and 59 seconds. Again, for the 16th November 2023, we clearly see Luna's there in the seventh house with Venus in the fourth. All right. They have a partile square in the cardinal signs, Libra and Capricorn, 9 degrees, 32 minutes for the both of them. We can see this is happening 4 houses away. So really allow yourself to find a means to really securing the beauty when it comes to your property. You may be trying to find plastic, put plastic over some things. You may be doing some cleaning, maybe doing some moving of some sort. So you're looking for ways to protect the beauty in your possessions, or maybe you're protecting the beauty in the possessions to be able to gift it to someone else, and maybe something that you want to hand down or pass down to someone else. So what I see here is there's a preservation pertaining to what the people may actually find relatable for them, something that keeps the people strong. So that also makes me think of maybe there's something that's happening behind the scenes with ethics and legalities, I'll say, quote unquote, maybe even the law, equity, so to speak, and the beauty and the equity being brought forth pertaining to property is going to have all of security and preservation for what the people will find structurally agreeable in relating to one another. And with that, I yield the floor to our beloved brother, in whom we are well pleased, Brother Shawnee Mel, Islam.
Come on, broski. Let me hit that nuke. All right, here we go for the 17th November, for the Friday, for the holy day, right? Sun's definitely in co-rulership with Luna, and that ninth house, Sun's at 24 degrees. I think that's like the brewer degree. No, it actually hasn't made it to that yet. That's actually 28 degrees. So, ninth house, once again, secrets pertaining to higher learning are coming out. Really realizing that maybe some things that you thought that you knew, you really didn't know, but it was still something in the midst of having like that hint or your finger on it, but really couldn't put 2 and 2 together. And what's really interesting is like Mars is going to try Neptune, Sun's going to try Neptune, then Luna actually is going to, well, she's going to make a sextile, but to have those energies connecting with Neptune. So yeah, this is like artsy day, maybe like feeling wanted with life, or just feeling, maybe that you can't focus, but at the same time, it's allowing you to hone in on something greater. With that, I yield the floor. All right, so now we got that Martian Neptunian trine, right? We got Mars in the second, and Neptune is definitely in the sixth. Whew. I'll take 6 all day. You already know, bro. You feel me?
Yes, you're hilarious, bro.
Right. So, yeah, once again, like I was talking about creativity today. So maybe we'll see like either the initiation of a project or just something that doesn't matter when it comes to like photography and movies. Maybe someone will like a horror film or something in that matter. But it's like with Mars making the first aspect, your drive and your actions are being aligned with what you see. So it's kind of like the physical is now being more aligned with the spiritual, the unseen, and the illusions of it all. So it's just becoming clear on what's illusion, what's real, what you want, and what you don't want, and and the Neptune's in the sixth too. So yeah, this is like I'm getting to like those that are in public service are going to really see like what public service is rather than their conceptualized idea or lack of knowledge pertaining to what a public service and the public trust. And with that, I yield the floor. So yeah, about 6 hours later. So then we're gonna have Sun trine Neptune. Sun's in the 11th. Neptune is definitely in the third. All right, so once again, back to creativity. Maybe something for the children comes up. Now, before he started breaking up, kind of started saying like Big L from the Chappelle Show when they got that money.
Hilarious.
He said, I actually talk like this. I sound real gangster, don't I? But
hilarious.
Sun, right? We think of Sun, we think of, they'll say like ego or rulership, kingship. Once again, this is kind of like the ego being pleased or satisfied in a way when it comes to the light of creativity, the bigger picture of things, really just being able to dream. It's like, I wouldn't have these thoughts, these dreams, or, these visions if it wasn't able to come true with the necessary action. So now the action has come in alignment, and now the ego sense of it to realize that something is much higher and greater. Not only for, via the internet, the world, but also in our local community. A quote Brother Sign, right? Act locally, think globally. With that, and within our friend groups and all that. So just aligning with those who are, in a sense, on the frequency of vibration in which you're on and thinking and looking to achieve. And with that, I yield the floor. All right, so now we got a lunar Uranian trine now. All right, Luna's in the 10th, 20 degrees, Capricorn, 54 minutes. Let's see what it is. I'm curious. Ain't nothing there. All right. Uranus in the first. In the first. Like Chiron's ascending. This trine. This is 10th first. And Uranus is still retrograde. So yeah, this is becoming internally clear on some things. Possibly like this is Astro giving me maybe like a new kind of contract, maybe with yourself. Maybe I know we was talking about repentance. We were talking about repentance a lot, looking that up etymologically and metaphysically. And now making this new contract that yourself has been in an unconscionable contract that are against your own values and self-authority, maybe without even really realizing it. 1, 2, 3, 4. That was based from, previous generations' lack of understanding of what things are and what they not should be. So yeah, it's, harmonious and healing, but also painful because you're having to let go and move away from some things that have blocked your ego when you think about that previous transit, the Sun trine Neptune. Seeing past your ego and lack of way and look at things. With that, I yield. Oh shit! All right, so we got Luna and Neptune now in a sextile. This is a good day. 3 trines, 3 sextiles. Right. So yeah, Luna's in a 6, Neptune in a 9th. It's barely in there. Sextile once again. So back to the growth opportunity. It's interesting. This is once again. So this is a lot of Piscean energy that's occurring. Man, make sure you guys read your Quran that day. And really, like I said, I know we'll be going over Clock of Destiny. I think the people would actually finally start getting things that comes from reading and understanding and comprehending 9th and 6th. So yeah, that's just health and service, but also the higher learning and cross-cultural things that are foreign. And for most, reading, understanding, comprehending the lessons that was meant to be comprehended are things that are foreign when they're just based in not the anthropomorphic and also, but not including the metaphysical or the esoteric and exoteric. So yeah, opportunity just to work with these new stories and these new angles that are revealing themselves. And with that, I yield the floor. Now looks like we got a solar lunar sextile. Alrighty. Let's see, Luna's in a 6, Sun's in the 4th. Interesting. Sun's ruling ascendant and Luna's ruling the 12th. Sextile once again. This is looks like a healing opportunity to just move from a lot of things that might have been occurring behind the scenes, right? Or maybe something when it comes to like work or service. Maybe dealing with a coworker or a family, non-statutory, but also those do statutory things, based business. This is an Aryan degree, so things might be a lot of hot, heated. But sometimes fire needs some oxygen to move things along. So, just make sure that the foundation is clear on what ye is seeking to do. Not only for your home, but also for the local community away from the home. And with that, I yield, bro. It's like last up, we got Luna Mars sextile. Luna's in the 10th, Mars is in the 1st. We gotta jump back one, bro.
Forgive me.
In December.
My apologies.
All right, so Luna's still in 6. That must occur what? Oh yeah, like just 2 minutes after after that sun. Yeah, so Luna sextile in Mars at 25. Once again, we are just having this healing opportunity to work past, once I said in the previous ones, limiting beliefs. That 25 is let me think. Oh yeah, once again, 25-degree Scorpio's dumbness. So I'm really just having that talk, that look with the one in the mirror, and just knowing it's like for every fail, there's a way to better oneself and improve. With that, Sun is ruling the chart, and it's gonna be exciting for bro to go in on that Kazemi, that solar Martian Kazemi. So, Yeah, this is given. Man, what was that one movie? Like the Bird Box, like the lights being shown, but the people don't want to see it, but they can't block it out, right? With that, so I yield, bro. I step back and yield.
Alrighty. So sunrise, guys, taking place at 25 degrees, 48 minutes. Pardon me, 25 degrees, 53 minutes, forgive me. It was the sunrise for the solar ascendant conjunction there. Aryan degree is what 25 degrees is. And with the sun co-ruling again, as I said, with Luna, which is now 18 minutes ingressed into Aquarius. What we can actually see here is we're going to allow ourselves to really communicate some things that can really suddenly change the way we really go about charging that which we're studying, right? Allow our hearts to really be in line with our subconscious mind and making the sudden changes necessary for for the betterment of a group situation that one may encounter later on that day. All righty, so just have an open mind or whatever. And this is, of course, after that Mars Cazimi, which I'm about to go in on now. All right. So Mars Cazimi, 41 minutes after midnight. All right. This is before this sunrise that's taking place. So again, at 0000 hours and 41 minutes, or 1241 anti-meridian Eastern, we're seeing this Martian Cazimi take place in the third house. All righty. So, of course, the sun is reflecting light towards its joy, so to speak, after coming off of, obviously, and within our last presentation, the reflection of that full Uranus taking place. Instead of full moon, say full Uranus. So reflecting that light towards Uranus, giving light there. So now, even after that, and we're seeing this here, you see Mars is in the council with the king. Here's where Mars is getting its orders, so to speak, before the king passes them on by as it's spoken in his travels. So Sun's paying a visit there to Mars, and this is where Mars is going to allow itself to really rejoice in the meeting, quote unquote, with the king, while also being dominant and also ruling not only just the third house, but third house is at 2 degrees. It's very valuable type of third house cusping here, with us looking at not only just values, also looking at astrology, science, and electronics, and moving forward with those values pertaining to electronics, and any ideas or ideals that come to mind can really see some active results after this Cazimi here. It's been cooking up. A lot of you guys have been coming across different things, and that's out there. You're just wondering like why conversations have been flowing, how it's been flowing. It feels like things have been a little easier for you all out there. And I'm seeing that the energy pertaining to good flow is what's happening, especially for those that are being purposefully active in the things that they prefer to be purposefully active in, that's beneficial to not just themselves, but also the overall community. And so allow the due diligence of what you've read and written and have studied to be able to give you more direction, so to speak, in heart and mind, while you give rise a bit to your fascination and denial. However, you're making sure you're structuring, eloquently structuring how you are going about delivering the details. All right. And with that being said, I yield the floor. We're going to take this right now into the lunar Plutonian conjunction. Both the luminaries are conjuncting that which, or in conjunction with that which, quote unquote, rules Scorpio. I think that's rather interesting to see that, nonetheless. Which is very interesting because now Luna and Pluto are conjunct in the sign where Mars is exalted. This is happening in the fourth house. I'll say that here. This is letting us know there's going to be some, some transformation, of course, nonetheless, not only to one's subconscious thinking, property, and their family, but these are the sudden changes that are going to take place that are, they've been known for quite some time. Not only have they been known for quite some time, this is now the means of previous conversations taking place. Now those previous conversations are now making things move forward. There's probably documentation that's been completed to facilitate some move, so to speak, within the home or to another home, or even when it comes to property, as well as loved ones, right? So with this happening, interestingly, Luna ruling the midheaven here, right? When it comes to someone's stance amongst their peers, this may be a transformational speech that many may witness. There may be something admitted that people weren't expecting, while all at the same time, not only will it affect home and career, ultimately this will give some due closure and balance that the people have been looking to actually have, and they will allow this sudden change to now give themselves new approach in their goals. And with that, I yield the floor. Luna ingresses after this because it's obviously a 3-hour void of course moon. That's Luna's making his last aspect conjunct to Pluto, and then ingressing Aquarius here. Then ingresses Aquarius while still in the third house. So when it comes to communicating with your siblings, make sure you're very mindful. Proofread the things that you're sharing. It may be something that's on the top of your tongue, but you may not want to be rude or upset because it could be a sensitive moment for your siblings or whatever. So make sure you're expressing patience, especially when communicating via text message or email, right? And dealing with, any type of electronics or things, or giving any instructions, so to speak, that will secure not only, your siblings. If it's not your siblings, maybe it's someone who's asking you for some help to help troubleshoot something. So if this is your job in helping to troubleshoot a certain electronic, just be patient. Be very patient. Allow your altruistic side to come to the forefront. Don't be abused by someone taking advantage of the kindness. However, also at the same time, be very secure in that which you know pertaining to the subject matter that you're being called upon to help troubleshoot. So that will give you a means to know how to not just deal with people at work, but you'll also get a lesson overall in how to deal with people anywhere in life, because third house is also early childhood development. So if you always look at your life as you're just, in early childhood development pertaining to some other events that will take place much later in life, then you can always have a mindset pertaining to preparedness. All righty. When it comes to life interactions, with that, I yield the floor. Jupiter and Luna are quartile. 50 minutes after 2000 hours, to be exact, it's 2000 hours, 49 minutes, and 40 seconds. So there's a square between Luna and Jupiter. Luna's there in the 7th house. Jupiter's there in the 10th. All right. So these are obviously 4 houses away also. Underlying energy of that is really speaking to maybe, just maybe, some way, shape, or form. You're assisting a loved one with, their progenitor, maybe even a grand progenitor also. So obviously you may be helping your loved one, your consort, your beloved mother, mistress, consort, or your beloved son, master, consort with either their mother and or father. What you also may be doing too is helping to assist in keeping some things for them in order so that they don't have to go into some extreme maintenance of some things that they want to go forward in their life, but may not know exactly how something all the way works, but they're curious about it. And the reason why I'm even bringing this up as far as that's concerned, that Mars that's ruling over this Jupiter, that Mars is very dominant. However, it's really giving the vibes that one must be very nurturing in seeing how others are expressing themselves so that we can actually treat someone else's expression like a child and being careful with how you share information and respond, and thus instituting a means to speak to the unspoken, especially when you are helping out a loved one's elder, so to speak. You'll do great in doing this, provided you're keeping your mind focused on the fact that you can be spiritually disciplined and keeping in mind the values between you and your consort, while also being very active in being nurturing pertaining to the values you're seeing expressed from those elders so that you can meet them where they are and then help to augment their knowledge on something pertaining to where they would like to see themselves standing. And with that, I yield the floor to our beloved brother in whom I am well pleased, Brother Sean Ali Mel, Islam.
Islam, broski, gratitude. All right, let's see where he at. Still at 26. All right, so we got the sun at still 26 degrees. Now it's rolling over to 9th Placidus now. All right, no help from the moon. And sun's definitely about to be ingressing into Sagittarius here soon. So just the last couple of days of just closing out the cycle. Definitely like if you can, find some early practice when you rise in the morning, whether it's breath work, meditation, jumping jacks, whatever way just to connect with yourself before the day gets going. With that, I yield the floor. We got first, we got a lunar Venusian trine. All right, so Venus is rising, right? Lucifer is ascending. But anyways, all right, this is occurring at another Piscean degree here. Venus right there ascendant, so this is all about relating and harmony. So maybe, and this is Sunday. This is early though. Record your dream that day. It's what's coming to mind. Like I said, it'll be early, so yeah. If you can or remember, make sure to scribble and scratch down anything that comes to remembrance, because we're dealing with intuition and relating, and just with things unseen. So just journal what you can, and embrace the good things, the good life, right? With that, for that matter. And with that, I yield the floor. Looks like we got a lunar Mercurian sextile. All right, so it's only 2 houses away at 13 degrees. It's second and third here. So Mercury is definitely we know it's detriment right now going through Sagittarius, but nothing to fret or worry or jump off the rooftops, right? This is just putting more work into communicating things that people will say would seem as foreign, like, it might be foreign to really communicate what they think and how they really actually feel into ways that are proper and understood. So just working in that harmony with, connecting the heart and body. And Mars actually ruling the chart. Mars is in the first, so learning how to express yourself in a fiery way, but it doesn't come off taking as something otherwise. But once again, however one's intent is expressing, then as long as it's not with a ill or mad intent, then the way it's taken is on the hearer of that message. And with that, I yield the floor. It's like finally we got a lunar Uranian square. Let's see where you is. All right, and the 9th and the 12th. 1, 2, 3, 4. Current 4 houses away here. So once again, this is about like the mothers and the children. Really being able to see clear and allow one to kind of be free in a sense. So maybe like the internal thought process and liberation that's occurring is something that can be told in words, but finding a way to, like I said, nurture oneself through the transformations that are occurring right through the daily comings and goings when it pertains to the mind and the material of things, and not being bogged down by mysteries so much. Or let's see where's on the roll at. Over the second, it's 11 degrees. So yeah, this is dealing like back to just the daily comings and goings and the things that we do have. But things that we possess can be gone. So How can one find comfort in the things that one can possess and not possess, the things that are in your control and out of your control? And with that, I yield, bro.
Alrighty, about 27 degrees, Scorpio, 54 minutes, where we're having the solar ascendant conjunction term sunrise. And what we're seeing here, as Brother Sean had pointed out, we can be a bit creative with what we're learning, what we're studying, that which will help us towards our career. We can be very creative with that and really have a thought life, right? Within our thinking, a soothing psychological life within ourselves that allows us to be very confident in being forward with that which will help us to be able to better communicate, even not just in our career, but also at home also. And with that, I yield the floor. Before sunrise, I'm having a lunar Martian square, having about 38 minutes after 0400 hours. Alrighty, and to be exact, it's happening at 0400 hours, 38 minutes, and 9 seconds. And Luna square Mars. Luna's there in the fourth, Mars is in the second. And this is happening at 27 degrees, 9 minutes, partile in Aquarius and Scorpio. This is some shadow type energies here as far as the signs are concerned, even though they're not in each other's anticia, because anticia to this would actually be, if I'm not mistaken, 2 degrees 51 minutes, and nothing's really at 2 degrees 51 minutes in either Aquarius or Scorpio right now. To be completely honest, I mean, the cusp of the fourth comes the closest at any house. With that being said, people, allow yourselves to really just think, alrighty? Think in a way where you'll be able to have your actions and your heart on the same page. Alrighty. So what I'm really seeing here overall is the ruler of the second is there in the second. The ruler of the fourth is in the fourth. So here's where you can actually put not only that which you want to see be together, but you can actually facilitate how things come together. So just really allow your actions and your heart be on the same page with your subconscious mind and the thoughts that you're having, the conversations that you're having, and show that you are being well refined in how you're expressing what you're expressing, especially if it's to a group. All right. With that, I yield the floor. We're having the first square here between the sun and the moon, happening about 50 minutes after 0500 hours. And this is the last aspect that Luna is going to make here before going void of course. All righty, for about, if I'm not mistaken, 3 hours and 39 minutes, if I remember that correctly. So with that being said, Luna is there in the fourth. The sun is there in the first. 27 degrees, 51 minutes, both in Scorpio and Aquarius. Make sure you are allowing your self-esteem to be a means for you to draw upon some courage. Alrighty, like you got to be courageous here. There's no insecurities that's really going to be beneficial here. You may have to be someone who's never led in a situation, or maybe you've never had some responsibility for leadership, so to speak. And what I actually see taking place here is you're going to be called upon to lead in a situation where your self-confidence is going to have to shine through in how you're actually expressing yourself. Even though you may feel out of place in that expression, you will find that as long as you be yourself, that there will be favor that will come due to the fact that you being yourself just shows natural leadership skills, and people will see you as someone who has things well thought out as far as your planning, based on your suggestions for whatever you're asked to give suggestions on or asked to be having leadership over. With that, I yield the floor. After 3 hours and 39 minutes, Luna ingresses Pisces at about 29 minutes after 0900 hours. To be exact, it's 0900 hours, 28 minutes and 49 seconds. Luna is ingressing Pisces while in the second house. There's a bit of accidental dignity there terrestrially if we were to see it as if the moon was exalted in the second house, but it really has its joy there in the third, where it was. However, what we can actually see here as it approaches its conjunction to Saturn while being ingress, when it comes to breath descended exercises, right? Let's say yoga, any other type of so-called spiritual exercises tied to breath. Really, everything is dealing with breath. Why am I speaking of breath? Why am I speaking of breathing? Well, the term spiritual or spirituality is the art pertaining to breathing. Here's where you can allow your breathing to facilitate not only the way you're disciplining yourself, but also how your subconscious mind will go about disciplining your actual physical actions based on your immediate thinking pertaining to plans that you would like to move forward on. You have a certain value that you possess when it actually comes to structuring things that may be seemingly difficult for other people on a certain spiritual path, so to speak, right? So here's where you can simply break things down into breath and breathing exercises so that the people can be able to better facilitate that which they're learning about, quote unquote, spirituality. And with that, I yield the floor. Luna is conjunct Saturn, alrighty. Literally about 46 minutes. Hold on, let me make sure I got that right. No, it's way more than 46 minutes, hour and 16 minutes actually, after this. So now they're conjunct, of course, still in the second house, under Saturn's dispositorship, of course. I think this is beautiful. The second house is at 28 degrees, Aquarius even. That's the astrological degree. This is where people can really see the benefit. I would say schedule your mirror AstroLiteracy session and your mental magician report already on this particular day. You will not be disappointed. You'll be able to, and even before, the days that's leading up to this event, let that transformation happen within inside yourself. Allow your being to renovate. Give some renovations to how you do things in life, how you think about yourself in life. This is where you can allow astrology to be that which allows your self-esteem to not be something based on the opinions of others. Your self-esteem can be completely based on that which you learn about yourself due to where these planetary positions are. It's not the devil. It's not a demon in like negative sense, even though daemon just means spirit. Daemon, demon, whatever. Spirit again is what? Breath. So how are you breathing? Are you breathing in your nose, out your mouth, for example, which will allow you to better facilitate better thought life and better actions pertaining to your thought life? Well, allow those transformations to be something that takes place inside of you so that your heart can be on the same page with your actions, while also at the same time allowing the astrology to be able to have you value discipleship pertaining to knowing and loving yourself. With that, I yield the floor. Sol and Pluto are sextile. All righty. So we see that the sun is there in the seventh house. All right. 28 degrees, 18 minutes in Scorpio. Pluto's there in the ninth, 28 degrees, Capricorn, 18 minutes. Here's where you can have some very enlightening conversation with a relative, with a loved one. And in that enlightening conversation, what will come about is a fresh idea to actually make something happen that will be very valuable and humanitarian, not only for the people, but for also, the immediate family, for those that are having these actual conversations. All right. So you will see some things pop up, especially with the fact that, a lot of beings are still under the mindset of what are termed to be festivities or holidays as far as the 23rd that's coming up. We won't be speaking on the 23rd until next Wednesday. However, I think this is where we're going to see that we can have these communications with relatives, and I think they'll be willing to listen. Relatives that probably never listened before will be open to listening because of the fact that I'm going to go out on a limb and say this. While Mercury's kind of out of place, so to speak, in Sagittarius, what I think is actually happening with the communication overall, because the sun's there being ruled over by Mars, that's also in the seventh house. If we find that we are having some self-creativity and communicating when we're speaking to relatives, then that collective communication or that relational communication will better facilitate a means to make transformation in what people are reading. You may find something from a relative. They may make a suggestion. You may go and read something they suggest and vice versa. So allow that to happen. So not only can, collectively in a neighborhood, so to speak, or a group of people at work can benefit from that, but your actual immediate loved ones will benefit from that, even if they're just witnessing the conversation or they hear later that you had that conversation with that particular relative. With that, I yield the floor. Lunar sextile Jupiter happening at 2300 hours and 19 minutes, to be specific, 2300 hours, 19 minutes, and 25 seconds. Luna's there in the 7th house and it's sextiling a Jupiter that's there in the 9th. They're doing pretty good, right? Jupiter does pretty good in the 9th house with accidental dignity, so to speak. However, they're at a Scorpion degree, so I will say that this is where some regenerating expansion pertaining to relating to others is definitely going to take place. Allow the subconscious mind, being the moon is your subconscious mind, right? It's actually who you are. However, collectively speaking, this is where we can allow previous delays in how we were relating to others. Now that there's a certain maturity that's taking place and a certain level of growth, the conversation is definitely going to be about expanding one's goals in life, expanding, actually approaching it, getting outside of the comfort zone, and being able to really allow oneself to benefit by being a great listener. I think here is going to be, someone really benefiting more from listening in the conversation, or maybe both beings are listening to one another. And now that allows for a certain expansion in the career approach on both ends. This might actually be, so-called business ideas where maybe people are going to think to do something together to provide a product and a service to the people based on it being a quote unquote sentient being business, so to speak, or sentient being craft or venture, what some people may term a family business. And with that, I yield the floor to our beloved brother in whom we're well pleased, Brother Sean Ali Islam.
Bro, gratitude, and here we go. All right, sun's at, oh goodness, 20 degrees Scorpio. We definitely finishing out. So how has ye metamorphosis been? Self-metamorphosis. How have things changed for you? What things have you learned, that were kind of hidden within the deeper, darker, emotional parts of yourself? What things have came up for you now to have more of a self-mastery sense? With that, and let's cuss at 3 degrees, 20 minutes, Leo. So it's a Gemini, Geminian, however you want to say it, degree here. So this is being able to do, see to both sides of things, the seen and unseen, the real and the not real, the fiction and the fiction, your lower self and your higher self. All right. What is the lower self? What is the higher self? Go through your one-on-ones and answer those questions and get your astrology to help you even see what is the lower self and what is the higher self, what is you and what is not you, and how to be able to navigate and work with those pendulum swings, to be at a point to not even be affected by those swings, but to, at every chance, to just exercise ye will. And with that, I yield the floor. Let's see. First up, we have, this is all latter. It's all later in the day. We got a lunar Mercurian square. All right, so this is some obstacles here with how we speaking and how we feeling. All right. Boom. Moon's in the 12th, Uranus in the 9th. Wow. This is 4 houses away. Yeah, this is like maybe finding some hidden gems within some frustration. I just seen like, journaling, writing things out, moving that energy and then going back through it, or even just having that realization after doing something, having that aha moment. So, this is kind of just given, once again, initial frustration leads to more like a long-term relaxation, I guess I could say. Silly word for that. But be able to just journal and feel out, what do you feel and the things that you speak, and making sure those that are aligned, and not taking things that are foreign to you, whether it's, different cultures and learning, and then bashing that because you refuse to know something or feel something out based on just things that are limited within your own conscious. So expand rather than retract. And with that, I yield the floor. Looks like next up we have a Martian Pluto sextile. So we've got the lower and higher vibrations of each other. Mars in the fifth. Oh man, would you look? Pluto in the seventh. Oh man, oh doggy. Oh no. Right. So Pluto's actually at Mars' exaltation degree in Capricorn. Once again, it's three houses. This is just mentally being clear on a lot of things, like on your creative process, on the contracts, on your partnerships. Like, what is the true base and foundation? What is the principle, as they say? Rather than focusing on the object, what is the principle, and how can you really create? And always just like, at the end of the day, feel tired, but also feel productive after just doing something that you love and enjoy. Um, Things that are, mysterious to some, and things are also structuring the collective humanity at large, the partnerships, the relationships. Like I said, always operating in it. This is bigger than me, right? Getting out of the ego. And with that, I yield. And it's like 17 minutes later, Luna's gonna sextile Uranus, and that'll be the last aspect. So Luna's in the ninth, Uranus is in the 11th. So there's been a couple of ninth house transits this time. I'm hoping that people will be really like reviewing some literature here, or maybe some music, or even like some foreign films. Maybe that'll be really good too. Luna's ruling the ascendant from the ninth. Right, five houses away, which that's at a Piscean degree. So I think things is really becoming clear. And this is actually a good weather report for this. Things are just becoming clear about foreign cultures and foreign nations and history, all these other things. I think that most people aren't really aware of some things and how things started. They might only see the now, but can't really, grasp how it got started and how it got here, which is, vitally important as the present, as the things that we have evolved and built and grew from. And this is a Scorpion degree, so just going with the change rather than resisting it. And this is like giving me too like a new set of values is occurring for the people. Maybe they're making new friends and seeing that, yeah, you was always worthy. One just wasn't, mentally clear on that, and then externally surrounding yourself with those that are bringing that same value and love that you're giving yourself. And with that, I step back and I alley hoop to the bro.
All righty, 29 degrees, 55 minutes. Scorpio is where the sun is having its solar ascending conjunction, ruling over the ninth, of course. Ninth house is at Cancer degree. So this here, I just say we can have that friendly, refining, honorable moment, especially with those that we study with. We can really allow ourselves to be very, very active, all righty, and being nurturing about what could be, something that's seemingly behind the scenes, but this is just, sharing reading comprehension amongst those that are your loved ones that you study with. And with that, I yield the floor. Before the sunrise, we're having a lunar Neptunian conjunction taking place at 0300 hours, 44 minutes and 51 seconds. As you can see, it's happening in the fifth house. This is where this is where you all can have a whole lot of fun and making sure you're fluidly instituting your self-expression. You may be on a flow. You may find yourself laughing or sharing some things. What's also happening here too, you may come across people that you may not remember from childhood. You may look at their face. They may approach you and say, "Don't you remember me?" And it's a possibility that you don't. So be prepared for that. Also, however, allow older people in your life also to kind of shed some things on some light, probably when it comes to things pertaining to your childhood, your mother, and the institution pertaining to your home, or if you had to deal with being away from your mother because you were with your grandparents or something, you'll probably get some closure pertaining to that. and it will help you to definitely grow and move forward in your life. And with that, I yield the floor. Sol is ingressing Sagittarius. Looky, Astro Cookie at 0900 hours, 2 minutes and 29 seconds. Sol is ingressing Sag, as we went over on Intuition Monday, guys. When the Sun ingress Sagittarius this Monday, go back and look at all the different portions pertaining to the Earth, all the astrological zones, Aries through Pisces across the planet that I and Brother Sean went in on Monday pertaining to Sol ingress Sagittarius, having there in 11th house, of course, but in Sagittarius, just hugging the cusp of the 12th. As you can see, it's a couple hours after sunrise, of course. With Mars ruling over the 11th house here, this is where we can really just, allow ourselves to shine a light on how active we are. Alrighty, when it comes to traveling, if you're going to travel with friends and things of that nature, also I would suggest that in that traveling with friends, make sure you're, securing the tires. Make sure the tires are good. Even when it comes to making sure your brakes are good, brakes are squeaky, cool, no worries. Give them some oil, so to speak, or just get a freaking change of your so-called brakes, especially when it comes to if there's a group traveling situation, so to speak, or you're hosting at your house, maybe you're, hosting something amongst your friends or whatever. And you go to do that, make sure you are accommodating those, because all of them are going to be foreign. You're coming together to have some fun and maybe even discuss some ideals that will affect, even if it's not intentionally, it may be affecting other people's careers, so to speak. So enjoy that balancing conversation that you'll have. Next, the Luna is sextiling Pluto about 27 minutes after this, approximately. So Luna sextile Pluto, again, that is the people transforming, right? Or you can look at it as your subconscious mind having a death and rebirth. Maybe you're in a chrysalis in your mindset, so to speak. So with this Luna sextile Pluto, it's taking place, we're at 22nd November 2023 at 0900 hours, 28 minutes and 44 seconds to be exact. Luna's there in the third. Pluto's there in the first. So just allow yourself to have a backbone, right? This is where bravery is going to come into play, where you can, make the moves necessary that you need to make moves on by thoroughly communicating. All right, thoroughly communicating that which may seems like an illusion, but at the same time, you're expressing what you're expressing for your own spiritual benefit, spiritual gain, to be secure in some things that you've learned from your past may have brought some wounds. So now you're wise in how you actually move forward. So just allow yourself to be very transformative in having that backbone, having that bravery, so that you can be able to move forward in baby steps, of course, but first by actually communicating, not the actual, wounds that you've been through. However, you're instituting your communication wisely, so that you can avoid any unseen wounds that could take place in moving forward in whatever endeavor it is that you're about to move forward with. And with that, I yield the floor. We're seeing Luna trine Mars. Alrighty, it's the last aspect. It's going to be about 2 hours and 10 minutes that Luna goes forward. Of course, after this aspect, Luna is trining Mars. This is where we can, really find ourselves at home, right? Enjoying ourselves at home, right? And that enjoyment may take place by, maybe you want to just watch something that you enjoy. Maybe there's a show from your childhood that you really like. Maybe also what I can see here too, with this being 28 degrees, it's a Cancer degree. So we're looking at so-called key terms such as nurturing and property and ancestors and people and, home, right? However, overall, I will say that if there's anything under the surface that may have not been discussed or being spoken about, I think through some type of visual presentation or electronic presentation, so to speak, you'll be able to have an aha moment of clarity. And with that, I yield the floor. After that 2 hours and 10 minutes, of course, Luna's ingressing Aries. All right. And Luna ingress Aries 19 minutes after noon. All right. Where Luna's having this ingress into Aries. And this is where, you know, if you lose your temper, you can get over it very quickly, right? However, being under the rulership of Saturn, there's going to be some delay, so to speak. And where the delay is going to take place, it's going to be a delay in probably seeing the balance pertaining to something that you are really headstrong about. Alrighty. So just allow patience to really take hold here, because you're absolutely on it. You're spot on. It's just you may be moving faster than what you're calculating to happen. It's like one of those things where you can probably add, for example, you can do math in your mind quicker than it being typed in the calculator type energy. So you may have already calculated your moves and your steps. You're ready to move forward. However, if there's a delay in how things are being instituted, or people are saying they don't, you know, comprehend or something like that, just give it time, and that green light will take place. With that, I yield the floor. Next, we are looking at the solar lunar trine happening just about 15 minutes after Luna ingresses Aries. And so with the solar lunar trine, Luna's in the first on its way to rising, while the sun is in its joy. So when it comes to leadership and publishing, guys, here is where I think you should grab the quote unquote bull by the horns, even though this is taking place in Aries, right? But they're both, the sun and the moon are at the epitome of what its signs are. And this being fire signs in the daytime chart, I will say that this will really show how we go about being very well disciplined. Of course, I'm going to bring up astrology first and foremost. However, in the details that we are able to see in how we actually nurture our own thinking in our own hearts. And this is where I think people are going to have even more of that moment of clarity, where what will actually take place here is, instead of a frustration of something that's newly learned or picked up, it will be a sense of joy and relief that will actually take place. And then people can move forward in their joy instead of in their angst. And with that, I yield the floor. Guys, go to sevenhillstar.com and make sure that you sign up for our email list to get that email that's coming out next day, right? Thursday, and have some fun with that. I am Brother Sean and I look forward to doing your Mirror Astro Literacy session and Mental Magician reports. We look forward to seeing you all next day. Those of you that are part of the PMAP group and Lawful Living for Thursday. We'll see you guys Friday, where we continue to go in Clock of Destiny book 1, and then Court Strategy with Lawful Living also. And then Saturday, don't forget, guys, Saturday is where we have our astrology concept correction discussion. We look forward to seeing you all there. And going in, I think where we had left off at and what we were looking at, if I'm not mistaken, we started kind of going into the anthologies with pertaining to Wetius Wallens, right? Saying the V with the Latin, you know, twang to it, right? The Latin enunciation pertaining to the they, right? So that's what we're going in on. You guys would probably really enjoy that, because we're looking at so-called second century astrologers and works of that nature or whatever. And we were started off with kind of looking at like Mechepso and Pettisears just a bit. However, Brother Sean, any questions, comments, and or suggestions? Going once?
Nope. You see y'all the usual Sunday through Saturday.
Words to the big bird.
Make sure to join us Saturday as we'll continue reviewing what we've been looking over. And make sure, y'all join Tupac University so that you can start your workshop. 10 hours, almost about 10 hours for 2 days. So to get that in and, really just be able to truly appreciate what we're doing here and, what others have done previously when it comes to, the astrology, the astronomy, the civics, and all those various things that are to help keep oneself and the world in order, but which has been flipped in a way to make things seem out of order. But it's very important, in whatever field or avenue that you do, doctor, nurse, any of those matters. Astrology can help you in any way, period. Regardless to your, limiting 12th house beliefs, that aren't really bringing that healing for you that you might not get. And then you'll get the astrology for whatever it is, and you'll be able to connect the two and, really just be able to see what way can I be harmonious with myself and for my loved ones around me and for the babies, and how can I make sure that they are coached right before being, manifested, quote unquote, they'll say born, and then just train them and coaching them up, to really be in harmony. Like that's how we're supposed to be doing it. Rather than state agencies. But I yield, bro.
No, you good, man. It's long questions, comments, and no suggestions going Twiz Ice. Brother Derek Blash basis. Peaceful greetings, Brother Sean and Brother Hassan. Peaceful greetings to you, Brother Derek. And Mother Sahar says, peaceful greetings to all. Peaceful greetings, beloved Mother Islam. Guys, we will also say, make sure you tune in to 7 He'll Start. Share, right? That's another way you tune in, by sharing with your loved ones. Share it out. Tell them, hey, look, man, check these brothers out. Like and subscribe. It may take some time for them to grow on you, because astrology may not seem as popular as if you sit here and watch these brothers long enough. You'll recognize, like, why isn't the world really talking about this? This is helpful, all right? But however, I do know that it takes everyone to really have their own experience, all right? So share this with your loved ones. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. Hit the notification bell, of course, so you can make sure you always get notified when we're going live. With that being said, questions, comments, and no suggestions going through the sites. All righty, guys. This is where I'm going to go and yield the floor, kick it with my loved ones. Guys, if you haven't eaten, go and get something good to eat, right? Would like for y'all to rest and recharge well. And this is where I and Brother Sean say to you all, namaste, namaste, namaste. Love you all. Islam, 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 y'all. Peace.